Hello there, creatures. Thank you so much for joining us for a special production of Hope's Last Day, an introductory scenario in the Alien RPG, which was graciously supplied by Free Lead Publishing for your entertainment. A huge thank you to our contact Jordan for sending all this neat stuff over, and we are very sorry that it's taken us so long to get this out, but I hope that we do the system here justice. For our listeners, this is our first time playing the game, so we'll be going a little bit slower than usual, trying to explain the rules as we come across them. I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm sure there'll be some stuff that we just blow by due to the nature of the introductory scenario, so we hope you just bear with us and that you enjoy our production of Hope's Last Day.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hadley's Hope is a shake-and-bake colony located on Moon LV-426. Established in 2157, the colony is a terraforming, researching, and mining facility and home to its pioneers. By 2179, where our scenario takes place, there are 158 colonists, and the first natives of LV-426 have been born. The giant processors are changing the atmosphere, which is now breathable, but still choked by dense clouds and racked by electrical storms. The sky is always gloomy, more like night than day. Even when the sun is above the horizon, it's often hidden behind the giant form of Hampus, LV-426's parent planet. Some said building the colony was unwise. The moon hadn't even been mapped in 2157. The weather would make life a constant struggle, and the violent geography made it feel as if the world didn't want anyone here at all. Yet someone at Weyland-Yutani allocated the budget and gave the green light, and so Hadley's Hope was founded. The colony itself has a them and us feel to it, with any visiting Weyland-Yutani corporate folk looking down their noses at the colony's laborers. Despite this, the colony has been developing well, there's opportunity aplenty, and risk aplenty too. 4 days ago, a wildcatter named Russ Jordan was brought back into the colony infected with something. He died, and some snake-like parasite disappeared into the guts of the base. Security has had no luck catching the thing, and somehow more people were infected. Rumors spread through the colony that some of them has died, and there are more of these snake things than Supervisor Al Simpson is admitting to. Simpson spoke over the intercoms, calling for calm. Crisis or not, everyone at Hadley's Hope has a job to do. The 5 of you were sent out 24 hours ago on a maintenance run to Processor 9. Happy to leave the base until the crisis blows over. But 10 kilometers out, Hannah Singleton's tracker gave up the ghost. A nasty, mechanical crunch told you it wasn't going any further. The calls you've made back to Hadley's Hope got a cursory response. You were told to wait, and they'd get to your little problem when they had time. While you waited, you got talking about the crisis and the Weyland-Yutani corporate shuttle that arrived right before you left. The shuttle carried an inspection team led by company agent Miranda Reynolds and her chief scientist, Theodora Comiskey. Sig relayed he had overheard something, a hushed conversation about the shuttle being quickly and quietly readied for departure. Reynolds and Comiskey are the only ones who can authorize its use, and the only two with the access cards needed to use it. For all you know, it was Reynolds who ordered Jordan out there in the first place. It's not right for the Weyland-Yutani reps to just skip out and leave you, the workers, to clean up this bloody mess. If things go bad, why shouldn't you get one of those key cards and just get away instead? A full day has passed, and you've still heard nothing. All further attempts to contact Hadley's Hope have been fruitless. No one is coming to help. At this point, the only communications you pick up are garbled, panicked even. There's no option but to walk back and just see what the hell is going on. And with that, let's introduce the players and the characters. Scott, do you want to start us off with the team leader, Janice McQueer?
What's up, baby? Yeah, this is Scott, and I'm going to be playing Janice McQueer, and she is a badass officer. That's her career. Her personality is officious as well. Yeah, she's a colonial administration union organizer here on the world, and she is down for some hard work and expects her workers to do the same. But it's getting pretty tough with the Weyland-Yutani bastards breathing down her neck. So, she is tall, thin, short, cropped hair with just a kind of officer's military-esque worker's uniform, and she is strapped up with a couple weapons.
Sounds no nonsense.
Oh, and her signature item is a company ID badge, because you know what? As much as she hates the company, she is down for her union brothers and sisters.
Nice. Love it. All right, Duncan, you want to tell us about your character, Sonny Sig?
Sig, the aforementioned overhearer of bad news. Sonny Sig, the upstart scientist, he is a 29-year-old curious lab technician, curious being his given personality. He's a lab technician who seems to really love his job, up until, the aforementioned Weyland-Yutani folks showing up. But he's you can kind of tell from the artwork that he's got a glint in his eye, and he's a go-getter young guy that seems to have some ambitions bigger than the backwater he finds himself in. He looks like a pretty, you can't tell what he normally dresses as, because as a serious scientist, majored in science, minored in the scientific arts, his signature item is a lab coat.
Excellent. And joining us all the way from Quebec, Canada, Alexander, do you want to introduce your character?
Yes, I do. Morgan Hirsch.
However you pronounce it is the correct way.
That's what it's going to be. Hirsch. Morgan Hirsch.
Hirsch.
Mercenary turned cleaner. He decided that he was going to spend the rest of his life cleaning up Hadley's Hope since day one, since he got there. He is a man who is as wide as he is short. You can describe him as a mini fridge, with a thick head of graying chestnut hair, sunken eyes, and a permanent 2-day beard. He wears on his neck a very well patinaed cross. When he's not cleaning up any dirty spot in Hadley's Hope, he can be found reading from his very well-worn Bible and reciting the prayers. His main personality trait is religious. Is that good?
That's great. That's great. We know your character's no fun at parties. That's
no, it's not.
Total buzzkill.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of effort to play that character for you, Alex.
All right. That last voice I heard was Freeman, so why don't you tell us about Holroyd?
Oh yeah, Holroyd's kind of lean and lithe, but muscular. He is a roughneck, is the sort of career and class. He is a laborer through and through. He doesn't really complain much. He gets his work done, and he works very hard. In fact, he's the type of laborer, everyone just knows him as Holroyd. And I think most people just never thought to wonder what his first name might be. It's just one of those laborers that everyone's always known that goes by his last name. Maybe management knows, but no one really cares. He doesn't complain much. He really appreciates both Hirsch and Sig, I think, but doesn't like that Sig has grand designs. He thinks he should just be happy with what he's got, and he appreciates Hirsch for being happy with what he's got. And so he's got a little bit of a relationship with them in his own head anyway. But he's just he's a bit in his 30s. He's a bit rough around the edges. He doesn't really seem to care what people think of him too much. He's just he's a blue collar guy. That's that.
Excellent. And Cam, what can you tell us about Hannah Singleton?
Hannah Singleton is a pilot by trade and carries herself with a rather smug aura, just somebody that is used to being able to do what needs to be done, taking care of business themselves, not really relying on other people. And She keeps her hair short. It's very utilitarian, down to her garb and everything else. There's just no nonsense about this woman. And she doesn't seem to have a lot of patience towards people that want to have some nonsense in their life, which stands in kind of contrast to the fact that you see her fiddling with a small toy dinosaur.
Excellent. Okay, before we jump into the action, I just want to give a quick primer on the system. Like I said, we're learning as we go, and this is a very different system to any that I've ever run before. So there are two different modes that this game can be played in. One is cinematic mode, and one is campaign mode. Today, because this is just an introductory scenario, we're going to be playing it in cinematic mode, which means you can expect things like the setup, the tilt, and the showdown. So we'll touch on those probably never. Those are more GM behind the screen things, but it's really interesting that the game is two different styles of play, and you can expect cinematic adventures to be released from Free League Publishing. So the next main change between this and most other games is movement and time. So movement is expressed in what are called zones. There's engaged, which means they're right next to you. There's short, which is a few meters away or in the same zone. There's medium, which is about 25 meters away or an adjacent zone. And then there's long, which is up to 4 zones away. And then there's extreme, which we probably won't touch on too much of either of those. For the most part today, we're going to be considering a room, a zone, and a hallway, an adjacent zone. So if you're in the hallway and somebody's in a room, you would be medium. Or if you're in a room that shares the same wall, you would also be medium. But that We'll make those rulings as we go.
I'm going to be extremely scared. Does that count?
That's good. That's the whole point.
Nice.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. And we're going to measure time 3 different ways in this game. The first is a shift. It's about 5 to 10 hours, and its primary purpose is for recovery or for time passing in campaign modes. There's the turn, which is 5 to 10 minutes, which is used in something called stealth mode, which the majority of today's scenario will be taking place in, is this 5 to 10 minute stealth mode. And then there are rounds, which are your 5 to 10 second combat rounds. So a full round in combat is between 5 and 10 seconds. Stealth mode is unique for a couple of reasons. The first is you can move one zone, then you can get detail from the GM, you can explore individually or as a group. You can do other actions such as accessing a terminal, searching thoroughly. All of that takes one full turn inside of a zone. And while you're taking your turn, after that happens, the GM, I will be secretly moving the aliens around the base.
Wait, there's aliens?
Oh,
Oh, no.
Spoiler.
I thought this was a Chucky game.
Thought I was going to fight Scott the whole time.
We still can.
well, there are mechanics for that too if you want to.
Wait, what?
Scott's the alien. I knew it.
It's not the thing.
Oh, right.
Today.
I am a face hugger.
Understood, we kill Scott.
Done.
Yep, exactly.
Hell yeah.
The enemies have 2 different modes. There's active and passive. Those won't be too important for you, but active means they're actively stalking you. So if you cross the eye line of a xenomorph, they change from passive to active, and they are then stalking you. But if they're passive and they haven't come across you yet, you can then take a couple of other actions, including one called a sneak attack.
I feel that's never a good idea.
I mean,
It might be a great idea.
we find ourselves on the advantageous ambush end. I think I think we should take advantage of it. It's
Well,
probably
we'll see if it
not
comes
going
up.
to happen. That's why we should take advantage of it.
I just want to tug that little xenomorph tail.
By my knowledge of alien movies, most of the time, it doesn't end well for the humans.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Alex, that there is a very high lethality to this. I expect most of you to survive the introductory scenario, but I also would not be surprised if this ends at a TPK, and that's just, from what I can tell, par for the course for the game, which is awesome. I love that. So just don't get attached to your characters.
Early in the book, it says, don't be afraid to run.
Oh, definitely don't be afraid to run. Yeah.
Core mechanic of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of core mechanics of the game, there are 2 types of dice. These are both 6-sided dice, but they only have one face on each of them. There's the base dice, which is sides 1 through 5 are blank, and sides 6, which are success. So if you roll, you're going to roll a pool of dice, and you want successes, so we're just going to measure those in successes today. So it'll be 4 successes, or 1 success, or 0 successes. There are also stress die, which you add to the pool once you have taken stress. And if you roll an alien face, you then roll on the panic table, which is great. Foundry does all that for us. So again, big thank you to Free League Publishing for making this Foundry module, because they make and maintain it, as well as, again, for giving us the adventure.
It's beautiful,
Maintain
by
it
the
too.
way.
Cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it is gorgeous. Yeah. If you fail a skill roll, you can take an action called push, meaning that you roll again, but I believe you just immediately take a stress die.
Mm-hmm.
You re-roll all of your dice that didn't show a 6. So if you wanted more than one success for any particular reason, you have the opportunity to do that. If you roll 1 on the stress die, panic will happen. We'll get into that when it happens. And there are ways to stop panic. Another PC can make a command action. You go down to 0 HP, which is also known as broken, or a full turn passes, which is 5 to 10 minutes. Then your panicking is over. You can relieve stress, which is the mechanic that gets you panicked every turn that passes, and you are safe. So like if you know you're holed up in a safe area and you wait 10 minutes, your stress is reduced by 1 point. But through that time, no skills can be rolled, no actions can be taken, and if it's interrupted, that relief does not count. So if you're being pursued by an alien and you think you're safe and they're able to break in through the door, that stress relief is not effective.
Yeah. Okay.
Other big shakeup to most TTRPGs is that initiative is done via cards. So everyone will be drawn a card 1 to 10, which determines the initiative order going from highest to lowest. Initiative is drawn, and the round turns turn into rounds, and it is done before everything other than sneak attacks. Sneak attacks happen before initiative is rolled, but the second you attempt a sneak attack, immediately following that is an initiative roll, unless whatever you're sneak attacking is dying. A round lasts until everyone is active, and players can swap initiative, but it has to be at the top of the round, and they have to be able to hear each other. So we're going to call that medium range, so that's adjacent zones with a communicating structure, be it a direct hallway or a direct door line. If you're in a hallway where your doors meet in a hallway and both rooms are adjacent, I'm going to say that's not going to count, but you guys can make your cases if you need to when we get there. Combat is pretty straightforward. There are 2 types of actions. Slow action, you get 1. It's melee, shoot, throw, reload, stop, and panic. Or a fast action, run, draw, block, aim, use items, etc. I believe you can swap a fast action you can swap a slow action for a fast action, but I think it might only be run.
No, you could do 2 fast or 1 fast, 1 slow. That's
Okay, that's it.
But there are definitely things that prevent you from doing fast and slow actions, such as if you're prone, you can only do a slow action of crawl. Otherwise, you have to use a fast action to get up first before you do anything else. So you get limitations like that.
Now, can I ask a quick question for the listeners? Definitely not for me, because clearly I understand everything about this game.
We're all learning this together.
So there are going to be cases in which you may want to not use one of your actions and therefore save it for a reaction within the same round, correct? Mm-hmm. For a block or something like that?
Yeah, like a block, exactly. Yeah, I was reading that today. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, a block is you do save your action. I don't have those rules solidified, so we'll get into that when we get there.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward, actually. I remember, like, within the same round, basically, like if you had your turn and you used a fast and a slow or 2 fasts, and then someone attacks you within the same round, kind of thing, or before your next turn, actually, then you can't block because you've spent those. But if you use a slow action but save your fast, and before your next turn someone does attack, you can use that fast as a reaction to block. So you could like kind of spend one of those fast actions as a reaction, so long as you've saved it.
Cool.
Okay, so during your turn, just let me know, hey, I'm going to save my fast action as a block, or if there's another mechanic that I'm missing there. And the next big change is that this world is filled with hazards, as I'm sure anybody familiar with the media knows. Radiation, freezing, suffocations, explosions. But the one we're going to talk about just briefly today is fire. So fire has a base intensity of 8. So what that means is when something gets struck by fire, you just roll 8 skill dice. For every success, that's how much damage they get. But that is ongoing. So at the beginning of the next round, if they don't use a mobility roll to put out the fire, they just automatically, the fire intensity ticks up. So if it starts at 8, it goes to 9, and then again, just automatic 9 rolls. Like it just keeps escalating until you put it out.
I didn't know it ticked up. That's terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, you really want to put it out.
Is that mobility action? Is that a fast action or a slow? It's a skill action, is it? Because I think that mostly those are slow.
It is a skill action, yeah.
Okay, so you get like one per turn, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So basically, if you catch on fire, you're pretty much dead.
Stop, drop, and roll mobility.
Just like real life.
There's something about if you're broken by fire or suffer fire damage while already broken, you have to roll a death roll at that point.
Fuck.
But every round until you die or you are saved by a medical aid roll. So
Okay.
instead of mobility at that point, if you're broken and you're still on fire, you can't roll a mobility check, but someone has to roll a medical aid as the alternative.
I believe you can do a medical aid check or a mobility check to help somebody put the fire out.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's just hope this isn't the scenario where the floor is lava.
The floor is alien blood acid.
Fuck.
Okay, so as soon as a fire inflicts no damage, the fire goes out. You or a friend at engaged range can put out the fire with a successful mobility roll, which is a slow action.
Okay, and now we know.
Until they're broken, and then it has to be a medical aid roll.
And switching ranges is a fast action, I believe, right?
Yes.
So if we're like on other sides of the room, and I'm on fire, and Alex wants to save me for some weird reason, fast action to get to me, slow action to put it out.
Yeah, the fast action would be run, the slow action would be the mobility roll, yeah.
All right.
I'm now terrified how much we're going to get on fire, because how much we're talking about this.
Yeah.
We're talking about this to such an extent, it feels like, when we were kids, how often we were told about quicksand and how to put ourselves out of fire, and no one's ever had to do that in their lives.
Yeah.
You don't know
you've
me.
Never caught on fire
Stop,
before?
drop, and roll. No, we're not all from Texas.
I have had to stop, drop, and roll before.
Have you? Oh,
I'm
no.
not from Texas. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've been on fire, but it was under control because me and my friends were dumb and liked to do stupid stunts.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
That doesn't sound like it was under control.
It was under control.
Normally, there's some stuff here that I would keep to myself and kind of let you all figure out. But again, this is an introductory campaign, and we'd like to get this wrapped up at some point. Again, big thank you to Free League. Please send us more. I am in love with this game already. All right, so whether through corporate duplicity or foolish actions of one corporate executive, a wildcatter has been sent out to check the so-called alien ship that Ellen Ripley had reported after her first visit to LV-426. And now, Hadley's Hope is in real trouble. After Russ Jordan returned infected by a facehugger, Supervisor Simpson sent more people to inspect what Jordan had found, only for them to return infected too. The chestburster born from the doomed Jordan disappeared into the basin grew fast. Within days, plenty of xenomorph drones were hiding in the colony. Some colonists tried to flee, but they were quickly captured by xenomorphs taken to Processor 1 to start the hive development. That's when the Weyland-Yutani inspection team led by Agent Miranda Reynolds arrived. And once they assessed the situation, they began to discreetly prep that shuttle for evac. The remaining colonists armed themselves and barricaded themselves into a sub-level storage area, clinging to hope and the safety of numbers. Our adventure begins with the feeling of uncertainty and the fog of doubt passing through your minds as the west airlock whooshes open and you step inside to a darkened and desolate Hadley's Hope. Your goal as players is to find a key card from one of the Weyland-Yutani corporate team members, be it Miranda Reynolds or Theodora Comiskey, that will allow you to activate the prepped shuttle in order to escape the doomed colony alive. Although keep in mind that your characters don't know any of this yet, but they do know that the Weyland-Yutani Corpos are most likely located in the office blocks on C2 and C3, and I have given you all access to a full map of the ship, though not the battle map we're playing on today.
Of the ship?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you've got a pretty good idea of what the base looks like, considering you're all denizens.
Mm-hmm.
So the airlock closes heavily behind you, and you find yourselves weary from your long walk. You hear a distant voice over the intercom. It's obscured by static, but you can make out the following. This is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble on the sublevel for safety. This is an emergency message. All colonists must at the main storeroom for safety. After several repeats, the message cuts off with an electronic screech. And in that deafened silence, you hear a lone gunshot. And a quiet scream.
Perfect. Yeah.
Love it.
That could have come from anywhere. Anyone who could really help. Colony's research team, the security detail, Supervisor Simpson, and the rest of the administration. They are nowhere to be found. Something is seriously wrong, and it's time to start planning how to get the hell out of Dodge. And we are going to start today's action by you all taking 1 stress.
No. Son of a bitch.
That kind of tracks. I was feeling it.
Reconsider.
You know what? I'm going to dim the lights in my basement to make this even creepier.
I'm stressed out.
Aside from the soft hum and the squeal of the wind, it is now completely silent in the airlock. It is a big, ready room with metal benches, mesh frame lockers, and the lighting is always dim, but today it blinks. You can hear a relay in the distance clicking as the light flickers. What would you like to do?
So Janice turns towards the rest of the team and cocks back her Watatsumi DV-303 bolt gun. All right. We know we're going into something bad here. We need to keep our shit together. And we need to get the fuck out of here. Everybody, watch each other's backs. We need to get out of here, and we can't let these Weyland-Yutani bastards leave without us.
I'm not so sure they plan on leaving without us. Why are you so sure?
They're just hanging us out to dry. What do you think is going on here? Do you think the corpse give a shit about any of us?
I don't have a damn clue what's going on here. We just got here and there's an emergency signal. They were supposed to come help us out in the rough out there.
And where were they?
Well, obviously something's happened. Stop them from coming.
I think I heard some of those Yutani pricks talking earlier. We might want to listen to Janice and get the hell out of here. I heard something about there being an office on C2 they were staying in, but there was some panic about getting out of here.
Don't you think we should just be heading towards the general storage where the warning gave us?
That seems like a good start to me.
I know how to fly. They're not going to just leave us, I reckon.
That's right.
How many pilots do you reckon are on this rock? I'm probably one of less than 10.
Imagine they came with their own, but given the emergency, who knows if they still got them there?
And who knows what's going to happen after that gunshot.
Yeah, that's my chief worry now.
I know that safety is in numbers. So let's move to find any other survivors. And then we'll figure out what's going on, and we'll get the fuck off this rock.
I reckon that sounds like the beginning of a plan, but I'll go along for now.
Okay, we are in what's called stealth mode at this time, so that means you each get a full turn, which you can use to move from one zone to another, or to activate something. So please feel free to move yourselves through the map. You have until this hallway hooks to the south. There are stairs built into this foundry, so if you choose to go up those stairs, that will be part of your action, but please let me know if you're going to split the party. For those who are uninitiated, there are 5 blocks, A, B, C, D, and E, and block 1 is on first level, block 2 is on the second level, and block there aren't any blocks underground. So if you're looking for C2, you know it's going to be up on the second level.
Okay, so we're on ground floor, which is the 1 level,
Give or take, yeah.
more or less. Yeah.
Can you remind me where is the message telling us to go?
The message from the intercom is telling you to go to the main storeroom on the sublevel.
On the sub-level. Okay. So we want to go down is the idea. There's blocks on main floor and upper floor, but not on the sub-level. So we need to find this main storage room in the sub-level.
Well, it depends on what your ambitions are.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was the opposite direction of where we and Sig kind of knows, but not everybody's convinced is where the Weyland-Yutani people were.
Yeah, so if you want to get to the shuttle, you want to go on the ground floor to a place called the North Lock, which you'll need to go through C block and, well, you don't have to go through B block, but you're going to want to get to A block, which is about as far north as possible. And that North Lock will allow you to exit and then stroll over to the Air Traffic Control Center, at which point you can start prepping the ship for evac.
So Janice is going to say, we are going to look for other survivors first. And then we will get out of here. We cannot leave behind anyone from Hadley's Hope. I'm going to command if anyone is going to try to disagree.
Yeah, Hannah will start to speak up like, I understand where you're coming from, Sugar, but I just need you to understand that I'm going to get off this rock. And if you're going to kill me about it, good luck finding another pilot.
Hannah, we've known each other a long time, and we need to stay together on this. But this is a fucking order.
Orders or not, I'm inclined to agree that we all try to get out together. So let's not get at each other's throats just yet.
If we're planning on getting anyone else from that might still be alive, then we should go to where that message was telling us to go. I don't think it's a bad idea to try and find any other survivors and see what we can bring along.
Hannah will just put both her hands up in a sign of surrender, just giving a small wink to McWhirr, kind of riling her up.
Now, we all just got in here and we're all trying to decide which direction to go in, but...
No, I say we follow Janice. Don't make this complicated. Let's just move.
I agree. Let's not let the stress of the situation get to us.
Okay, is there anything in the room? We're in an airlock. Is there suits, or gear, anything?
Yeah, so there would be the gear that you've taken off since you returned, and other than that, you can spend a whole turn searching if you'd like, in which case, one PC can roll me an observation roll, but others can help.
Is it fair to kind of discuss at this point who's the most observant, or should we go more on like personality and role, ROLE, of who would take the lead on that?
I'm not going to tell you guys how you should be playing your characters, but just remember, it is a full turn, so once you decide that you're going to observe, the rest of you will be able to do something different as well. So you would know that just down the hallway there's an intercom and a mainframe terminal where you can access the mainframe or interface with the mainframe. The intercoms run throughout the entirety of the base, so you might be able to raise somebody on an intercom, or you can essentially move to the end of this hallway to what we're going to call a second zone.
I'm definitely not interested in leading observation here. I'll assist, I guess, but...
I got a 2.
Yeah.
I got a big old 0.
Sonny's got a 2, but we'd probably be more interested in the Comtech stuff down the hallway.
Okay, so if anyone wants to help me, I'm going to roll observation. So I got 1 6.
So then I roll 2d6 on the item found chart.
Oh, was anyone gonna... Did it matter if someone helps me, though?
You did get 1 success, so not really.
Okay, copy that.
So it's worth mentioning, I think, that you have a 2 in observation, but how many dice did you roll? Or do you have 2 dice total to roll? Because we have, of course, attributes, right? Like strength, agility, wits, and empathy are what we're all built off of. And then we have skills on top of that. So you had your rolls hidden there, Scott, but how many dice did you roll for that?
I don't know, I just pressed the button.
Okay, because it's your skill score added to your attribute score. So like mine would be 6 with a 4 in wits and a 2 in observation.
Oh yeah, I rolled 6 dice.
So you have a 2 in the skill, but you have a 6 chances to succeed, which is pretty awesome.
Okay, so Janice, looking through the lockers, you are able to find a personal med kit, which I've added to your inventory, hanging out under one of the benches.
Oh, nice.
Would I know who can use these?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you are capable of using it, but you know that I think Sonny has the best medical aid.
He sure does. He has a personal med kit of his own, but as we discovered, they are one-time use, so we might want a couple.
So she just turns and goes, Sonny, take this, and chucks it over to him.
Great, thanks, boss. And then rolls his eyes heavily when she turns away.
I don't want to tell you guys how to do your thing, but in case you have to leave somebody behind, it might be best to split up some of the gear. But until you make that call, I have added that med kit to Sonny's character sheet.
Okay,
that's Janice's turn. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Is it worth... Just a quick question. Is it worth observing the same zone twice? Or when you succeed, does it kind of just cover everything?
Yeah, it depletes the resources. It's
Okay.
just it's one and done. Like you, even if Scott failed, if you didn't aid, that's your chance for this room.
Hirsch, would you mind being a dear and coming with me? I'd rather not go alone right now. And Hannah's gonna just move east, and find something on the floor.
Of course, well, what we said earlier, safety in numbers, right? He will take out his cutting torch, just follow her from behind.
Okay. You're a special kind of man there.
I just want to be prepared. We heard gunshots. This is the only thing I have on me.
Yeah, I get it. I too bring a cutting torch to a gunfight.
Rather have a cutting torch than just my fist against whatever took out or whatever made all that noise.
Okay, so that's as far as either of you can move is the end of that hallway. You do walk past that intercom and that mainframe terminal as well as ladder access.
Sonny would like to stop at the mainframe terminal and attempt a Comtech roll on it to interface, to try to get some goddamn help around here.
Ooh, how many dice do you have for contact?
I have 7.
Oh, you win this round.
I'm a nerd.
Nerd.
Yeah, but what about your character?
Oh! 1 success, so middling.
1 is all you need.
1 is, in fact, all you need. There we go. Help from others. Okay, so just so we're clear, because I didn't know, for each person helping you, you get a +1 mod. No more than 3 players can help you with a single roll, meaning your maximum mod for assistance is +3. Helping in combat counts as the same type of action.
How does mod work? Is it an additional die?
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
you're always adding and subtracting from the dice pool. Yeah.
Cool.
Sonny, that is 0 successes and 1 panic.
Oh, I read my die wrong, and I was like, oh, I succeeded on 1, and it was a stress die. So.
Oh, it's actually your stress. Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is getting more and more like my working life.
Oh, no.
Oh, shoot.
So when you fail that, you're going to get the panicked condition.
Oh my god.
which I have given you, and we're going to just quickly roll on the panic table. And lucky for you, on the panic table, you are keeping it together. Your nerves are still in check.
So he is shaking so badly that like he can't even hit a key properly. So it's just like, yeah, can't quite type a proper password in, and there's no password app on his phone right now.
Question. I have a talent called Banter. Between fights, release the tension of your team with some friendly banter. Your stress level and the stress level of everyone in short range of you drops by 2 steps instead of 1 for every turn spent in a safe place. Is that something I could use now or no?
At this exact time, you do not currently feel safe.
Okay.
The airlock is pretty exposed, the lighting is pretty dismal, and the people you're expecting to be here are not here.
All right, perfect.
If you can find a room to like a secure room to hold yourself up in, then I will absolutely allow you to take that time to reduce your stress. But in an open hallway,
All right, perfect.
Hell no.
No.
It's not nearly as forgiving as treating wounds in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Oh, God.
Janice, moving up the hall, is watching Sunny struggle at the terminal, and just says, "It's all right, Sunny. Holroyd, give this a shot."
Sorry, giving what a shot?
The terminal?
Yeah, it's not as good, but it's still pretty good. It's,
has Holroyd acted yet this turn?
no. So, we're moving zones, we're not counting that as an action?
Moving zones is an action, yeah.
Okay, I feel like we've all moved a zone at this point, so...
No, to where Janice is, we're going to call that one zone. End of the hall. Yeah, so Janice is...
You're talking to Hannah.
Where the hall curves, that's... is it Hannah?
Yeah.
Oh, I did move Hannah.
So I'm going for the intercom or the mainframe?
I failed on the mainframe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try the mainframe again. Let's give that a go.
Sorry, it is a terminal, which is essentially just a connection point to the mainframe. Mainframe's
Okay.
actually located further out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that'd be a weird spot for like a server rack.
You don't know space.
Yeah. Okay, 2 successes.
Show off.
What are you trying to do? So you managed to activate this terminal. You successfully activate it with 1. And then since you have 2 successes, you get the ability to use what's called a stunt.
Right.
Comtech probably has a stunt involved that I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah, you can gain a +1 modification to a later skill.
Yeah, there's a few options. Like, yeah, I can get a bonus to a skill related to this one. I can don't have to re-roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future, so I can just automatically succeed on the exact same thing. I could do it half the time, or I can get new or unexpected information, which is the GM's choice, of course. I can hide my tracks, or I can show off. I think Holroyd is pretty cool and calm and collected, so I think he'll just... I'm going to go for the stunt of new or unexpected information if it's available.
So you managed to access the mainframe, and everything seems to be working pretty well. Let's say you punch in and you ask Mother for any remaining life signs.
What's Mother?
Mother is the computer that controls most things in Alien. Like
Okay.
It's like ChatGPT, but good.
It's the whole shit, dude.
Yeah, it's think of it as an AI that runs all the systems.
Okay.
Also, James, are you not the mother as the GM?
I am the mother as the GM.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I genuinely love that. That is game
I thought
mother.
GM would
That
be
is a- yeah.
grandmother.
Shut up.
A deserved long silence.
So you access the terminal and you decide you're probably best off looking for life forms to try and confirm Janice's theory about them being holed up in the storeroom. You don't remember a storeroom specifically, so you look for the vehicle unloading and cargo bay, which is located on level -1, very close to directly below you. You do not scan any life signs in that particular area. You do get a few blips from level -1. You get a few from level 1, and you get a few from level 2. Specifically, you get one from the med lab on level 2 that Mother is able to identify as Dr. Theodora Comiskey of the Weyland-Yutani group.
Okay, so there's life signs on every level, but there's one in particular in the med bay or medical facility, and we believe it, Mother seems to have identified it specifically.
Exactly. And she's not able to identify the rest of the life forms, so you can either assume that they're colonists or one of these serpentine creatures that has made it through from the wild cutter, but it is decidedly not 158 colonists.
Right. Significantly fewer.
Yeah, it's less than a dozen life forms that you're currently reading.
Oh, God, that's stressful? Stressful information? Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Take one stress hole.
Okay.
Maybe they evacuated to Disney World.
And I will. Sorry, who's our quote unquote effective leader? Is it Janice? Who's like kind of the?
First of all, not quote unquote, just straight up leader. Right?
Straight up quote.
Yeah,
That's right.
not enjoying the fact that I have to do this with Scott, I will call his character Janice over and point out the information silently, wanting to spread any more stress.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, how do you prevent that information to Janice?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to sort of like, you know, with just motions, like somatic, you know, kind of signal, come here and take a look kind of thing, and just point out the information on the screen and let her kind of discern the seriousness.
Do I take a stress point?
Remind me again, you are colonial administrator. Yes, I think you do. I think you take your responsibility so seriously that you're pretty goddamn stressed out at this point. That you were expecting to see 160 blips at bare minimum, and you're seeing 12, 13, maybe 8. Some of them are moving, so it's kind of hard to see. It's not like a motion tracker per se, but some of these life signs are blipping in and out of existence.
Oh my God, it's terrifying.
So Janice looks at the screen and just is stunned. And just under her breath, Jesus fucking Christ. I knew it was going to be bad. As soon as these people came back infected. But I never knew it would be like this. Keep your fucking mouth shut about this. We need to keep our composure. And she's just kind of twitching a little bit. Sweat on her upper lip.
Holroyd reaches into a pocket and pulls out like a 3/4 finished cigar, and like out of like a lapel pocket, and just puts it in his mouth. Doesn't light it, but just sort of like almost seems to habitually chew on it for a sec, and then just nods ahead quite calmly though, and just says, "I couldn't agree more."
Okay, quick recap. Where are those people? There's 2 above in the corpo office. There's 1 in the med bay. There
was some on every floor.
You are getting life signs on every floor. Yeah, but
The only one that was pinpointed or identified, I think.
yeah, exactly. The only one you were able to pinpoint and identify is Dr. Theodora Comiskey, and she is in fact on level 2 and in the med bay.
And she's one of the people we would know have a med card, right? Or
the access card for the shuttle.
access card.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And you see her life sign while you're looking at it, Janice. You see it spike. Like her life sign or her pulse rate just skyrockets and then drops and then flatlines. And you turn to Holroyd, and this is when you tell him to keep this shit to yourself. And you count for a beat. You hold your breath for a second. And you see the life signs come back, but they're faint.
Well, I know what that means.
But does Janice?
Janice doesn't know. So Janice is just going to say, we need to get the people of our station out of here. We will deal with the doctor and these other Weyland-Yutani fucks when we're done. the plan stays.
You're awfully cavalier with voicing your derision for these Weyland-Yutani. You know, we sort of all work for them, you know.
Yeah, and you think they set us up here to succeed? You think that they care about anything other than the bottom line? You need to take a look around, man.
I understand, but colonization, reformation of a planet like this takes time. It's never easy.
Okay. I have moved, so that is going to be the end of turn 1, unless Hirsch wants to jump in. Oh no, you moved. My apologies.
At the end of the corridor.
Yeah, so we're going to start round 2. So Hirsch and Hannah are in, let's call it zone 2, directly in front of you. There is a room. You are in C block. This is the corporate offices. This is where those filthy corpos do their business.
Dirty work.
And
Fucking corpos.
And you would know that somewhere on the second floor, that's where Al Simpson, the office of the supervisor, is located, the northeast quarter, which may have been the commandeering office for Miranda Reynolds.
So they're real close. The place that we want to go second is actually, we're like right there, just one floor below.
You are currently in the corporate offices, and you believe that Miranda may be located in C2 somewhere.
I thought we were in the... sorry, I'm looking at the map you gave us. I thought we were in the... Are we not in the commercial offices? And then the corporate offices are above?
Yes, that's correct. C1 is the commercial offices, C2 is the corporate office. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah. And next to the corporate offices is the administrator's office, so that's C2 as well.
The admin office is in C2 block, yeah.
So the corporate and admin are above us.
Yeah, like essentially directly above Hannah and Morgan, or directly above the room they're in front of.
Morgan, with that flame, you mind going in first here?
There is light. It is low light. It is atmospheric light. Think like aliens in the ships. There's that like sunken recess LED lighting throughout all the corridors. It is hard to see. You won't be able to see more than 15, 20 feet in front of you, but it is visible.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm trying to get Hirsch to go first.
There's for some reason always water dripping somewhere.
Whether it's from the ceiling or from my own forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is there steam over there?
Morgan will slowly, tentatively move into the room. He'll walk in a puddle.
Yeah. Assume all rooms have doors. None of the doors are locked unless you actually come across a door on the map.
Okay. Move gently in. God damn it, I mopped this early. Why is it wet again? Okay, what's in here?
Get your shit together, Hirsch.
Inside this office is a flipped over desk, filing cabinet that looks like it has been rifled, and everything has kind of been pushed into the top left corner there in a way that makes it look like maybe at some point somebody was trying to use the furniture to barricade this door.
You'll relay that. Well, unless someone got really angry and decided to flip the desks here, I feel they tried to barricade themselves inside, but from what? Can I keep moving in? Or?
I mean, there was the gunshot, Sugar.
Alright, I'll move in as much as I can, and then look back.
We'll follow and step to the side.
Yeah, I think Sonny would have moved up to meet them if he's able to.
Yep. The rest of you want to move up. That would be an action from all of you except for Hannah.
And then I guess I'll go ahead and observe.
Okay. Roll me that observe.
And I rolled 2 black dice and 1 yellow dice for the listeners at home.
Perfect. You don't see anything in... It's pretty chaotic. It's very clear that whoever was trying to barricade the doors here wasn't really giving much thought to what was inside of any of these pieces of kit. So there's like loose paper flown all over the place, data slates. It looks like they tried to pull a terminal off the wall to push it to the door, but it seems like their efforts may have been in vain, and they probably just pushed everything into the corner to attempt to get to the storage room. And that's the end of that turn.
Janice moves to the end of the hallway, but not into the room, and would like to use the fast action Overwatch.
Fast actions are only applicable in combat unless Overwatch is
Fine.
specifically says something.
If I remember correctly, it might be part of this. I don't think it's quite part of the stealth mechanics, but it's basically you are aiming a weapon in a very particular direction and like kind of readying for something, and it allows you, if something were to kick off combat, it allows you to act first. So it's kind of like an ambush, but like you can have a standoff basically with another NPC. Like maybe you both have guns, but if you get into an Overwatch position, you're facing that NPC, and if they decide to fire, you get to fire first, kind of thing.
All right then. You will take an Overwatch.
Facing south.
Okay. Maybe you can just do any of these actions.
Because like,
Yeah.
are we in stealth mode? Because we're not.
Yeah. You are in stealth mode. Yeah. Yeah. Stealth mode doesn't refer to your actions. It refers to the enemy's actions.
Right. Okay. Got you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good call. Yep.
I like that.
Okay, so Janice is going to take Overwatch looking south. What would the rest of you like to do?
Well, I've just moved up the zone. I think that's my action. I think for all of us, pretty much, except for
No,
Hannah
that would have
and
been last turn to move you all from over here to this.
Oh, really?
particular
Okay.
Zone.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm losing track of where the zone is and how much that's taking us to.
I'm going to be playing it pretty free and loose here. Like I don't even really care about the zones at this point. I am just kind of moving my pieces behind the board.
Sure.
So
Okay.
until I pause the game, you guys can kind of just move around and tell me what you're going to do. I'm just going to let you go loose
All right.
at this point because I think we've pretty much nailed the turn mechanics, and I don't find them particularly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So engage regular RPG mode, gentlemen.
Okay.
And Cam.
You said there was a storage room at the end of the room we're in right now? Or is this... No?
There is... Yeah, you're just in essentially an office. Like, it looks like a travel agency, essentially. There's, like, 3 desks that have been kind of pushed up against the wall.
Oh, okay. It's because I just wasn't far enough in. I didn't see the end of the wall. I thought it kept going.
Oh.
All right. Well, in that case, if there's nothing else here, I'll follow the rest of the group.
Yeah, Holroyd, like, as Janice takes up Overwatch, Holroyd will kind of call in, like, is there anything, note in there?
Except maybe your request for time off, no. Sig, I think I found your injury report.
Oh, really? The claim still hasn't come through on that thing. Print it if you can.
No, I don't think I'll be able to print much. It's also in the trash.
Sig would like to observe down the hall
Okay.
with a quick flash of his glinty, eager eyes. We have a 1 success and 0 failures. So a 6 on the black dice and a 0 stress die, giving me any problems.
Okay, Sonny, you do not see anything running down the hall, but you do hear a rattling in the vents just in front of you to the south. Just a tinkling, the gentle brushing of many legs across aircraft grade aluminum.
So in a hushed voice, I didn't see anything, but I heard something, and that makes it worse. There might be something in the vents up here.
Janice she's on one knee with her weapon facing down the south. And as soon as she hears that from Sunny, she looks at the rest of her team and says, "Hurry up, let's move." And we'll start to move south down the hall.
Okay.
Sonny's following her.
Keep it moving.
Yep. I'll keep with the group. Find ourselves a few more rooms here, looks like.
You approach a T-junction. To your right, you would know, is a small storage closet, and to your left is one of the larger main open areas of the commercial offices. This is like a large meeting room where people would come. There's a ladder access behind it. There's a T-junction directly in front of you that leads to another airlock, as well as a bunch of rooms further to your south. But walking down that hallway, all you hear is your footsteps, that crunching of leather boot on the metal grate below your feet. Except for Sunny. You keep hearing that skittering sound. It's almost like it's running down the back of your neck. And you're going to take 1 stress.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's those vent centipedes.
Ventipedes.
No, ventipedes.
Okay, I'm going to take a stress for that line.
Can I move into like the smaller room to our right, which is currently to the west on our map?
Yep. You absolutely can.
I'm going to move in there and look around.
It's a very small storeroom with just like office supplies, sci-fi pens, data pads, just like a shelf of empty data pads that haven't been filled with anything. A data pad is like a tablet with buttons for those of you who are born after the year 2000.
Remember that the whole sci-fi aesthetic of the alien universe is like 1980s.
Yeah, just think of a Palm Pilot.
Is one of those pens, like when you turn it upside down, the spacesuit comes off the spaceman and it turns out to be an alien?
If you want that to be your special item, I'll let it.
I'll go ahead and grab one. And hold
a parting of the spacesuit.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. What are the rest of you doing while Holroyd searches this cupboard?
Moving away from the fucking vent.
Yeah, Janice is just going to do an observation to see if she hears what's in the vent.
What's in the vent?
Okay.
Just seeing Sonny get more and more agitated.
Oh, shit.
I don't like
okay, that's not good. So I got 0 successes and 1 stress.
And
the alien thing?
so at the bottom, it should show you your panic condition.
Oh!
So every time you roll that alien thing, it's automatically going to roll on what's called the panic table.
Oh, shit.
And you have a chance to become panicked at that point. So it automatically rolled, and lucky for you, you got a 6. So you are just barely keeping it together.
So I don't hear anything. So she's just looking up at the vent, gun pointed towards it, and she's just like, Sonny, I don't hear it, Sonny. I don't hear anything up there. Are you sure you heard it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
She has sweat under her eyes now.
What about Hannah or Morgan?
I just have to say, like, I imagine as she turns around, the shadow goes across the vent.
Yeah, fully. As soon as she looks down at Sonny.
Yeah. Morgan will, well, since we're exploring, Morgan will peer into the bigger open room.
Okay. You slide that door open, and inside is exactly what you'd expect. It's that large conference table. There are terminals along the sides where people would do like business work, future business work even. And it is completely empty. But you, Morgan, have never seen this room completely empty. So it's a pretty eerie sight all on its own.
There's always people in this room. So it's weird. Okay.
Always. This room that you just peered into is usually the busiest room in the colony outside of the living quarters, which are essentially directly below this.
I don't like this. In any situation, there's always people here, and now it is entirely, I don't like this.
Don't be too surprised, Hirsch. We already heard the warning that we're supposed to gather in the storage area.
Still, it's just a feeling that's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't want to raise any more panic. That's all I'm gonna say about it. If I walk in, okay, it's as far as the other one, essentially, I see the back wall.
Yeah, so you see the back wall, and then there's a little door that leads to a hallway, behind that, and then behind that hallway is ladder access. Yeah,
Okay.
Down or up?
both.
Oh, does ladder access always go both or no?
There are a couple of situations where there is no subfloor, but for the most part, they usually always go up and down. Again, you guys should be able to see it on the stairs.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was just wondering if there's a difference between ladder access and a stairwell.
Oh, there are no stairwells. It's
Okay.
all ladder access.
It's all ladder access.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
In the future, it's all.
There are no stairs in the future.
No stairs.
Yeah, there are no stairs in the future, and no extra accessibility options either.
Janice just really quickly turns to the group and says, "Does anyone have their M314 motion tracker?"
And as Janice says that, out from behind a table, Morgan, you see something skittering.
Kitty cat.
Meow. Puppy dog.
So across the floor, skittering, you see this multi-armed, insect-like creature with a giant, writhing tail making its way towards you, and we are going to start our first combat and draw for initiative.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I feel like I'm 2 zones away. This sucks.
I was gonna say I'm 2 zones away, and this is awesome. I might survive.
Hey, how do we do initiative? Like just roll 1d10 for the card drawing?
Okay, everybody, tell me what your initiatives are.
6.
6 for Hannah.
Janice got an 8.
8 for Janice.
Morgan got a 3.
3 for Morgan.
And Holroyd got a 1.
Holroyd with the 1.
And Sonny got a 10. Absolute dime piece.
Okay. We will start the encounter with Holroyd because if you remember, the initiative counts down.
Oh,
Or counts up.
right.
Okay. Less good about my 10.
So I don't really have any concern right now, unless old Morgan's like screamed out like a little girl.
He would have went with a holy fuck.
But not like a holy fuck, that's cool holy fuck, like a get me the fuck out of here holy fuck.
Yeah, it's a get me the fuck out of here holy fuck. Like
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
yeah, it was not a good one. This is not cool. There's nothing cool about this.
And Holroyd will immediately turn around from this little office space and start going towards the startled Morgan.
Okay. So that is in an adjacent zone, so we can call that one move action to enter that room.
Okay, you're gonna call it 1 to get to the room. Okay, because I was still in the hallway. Okay, and then so that's 1 fast action, and then do I spot the creature by myself?
Yeah, almost immediately. It's the only thing moving in this desolate corporate area.
Okay, so I'll do my best to like reflexively like get between it and Morgan on that move, and then I'm going to hold for a block.
Okay.
Hold my other fast action because I have no weapons, but I'm like I get in there like in the way. Yeah,
Ballsy.
You can.
Yeah.
I think you can melee without weapons.
yeah. There's unarmed, but I'm also I will say that because I'm a roughneck, one of the talent that the character came with is called resilient, which means I automatically have a chance to reduce damage I take, and if I block, it's that much more. So I'm gonna play really defensive.
Gotcha. Okay. That brings us to Morgan with their 3.
I've had my cutting torch out since we started exploring. Could I move up here and attack with my cutting torch? Is that...
Yep, absolutely. So your fast action would be to run, and your slow action would be, I believe this counts as a close combat attack with your cutting torch.
Okay,
Yeah, you're going from short range to engaged range, I think, right?
But yeah, short range to engaged. Engaged is base-to-base combat. Short range is everything else.
okay. Okay, so I've noticed if I click on my cutting torch, it rolls a bunch of dice.
Yeah,
So that would be my attack,
that is your
Oh.
attack, and it's measured in the number of successes.
which is 1.
Okay, so your cutting torch, you get 1 success, so that's 1 on your 8 black die,
Yeah.
and those 8 die are coming from 3 from your close combat and 5 from your strength, which gives us a total of 8, and then 1 yellow, which is your 1 stress. And that 1 success lands a successful attack, and
Oh my! Why, what the fuck?
that's me.
So many dice.
I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, sorry. The facehugger has armor, as all xenomorphs do in this game, but it's 0 versus fire. So I just want to make sure that this is not a fire weapon, even though it is a cutting torch.
Oh.
And it is a laser cutting torch, so it is not fire.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Fuck you, future.
that's probably why it's.
Yeah. The future has no stairs. The lasers don't count.
That's. I have opinions.
So the xenomorph has 2 armor, which gives them an opportunity to protect themselves. When you take damage from attack, you roll base damage to your armor rating, and each success lowers the inflicted damage by 1 point. So in this case, because it's not a fire attack, the facehugger has an armor of 2, so I rolled 2 dice, and I got 0, so there is no resistance there, so it's going
Nice.
to take the full 3 damage of the cutting torch, killing this xenomorph.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that was quick.
However,
Oh yeah.
when xenomorphs are wounded, some of its acid blood may splash upon its attackers and anyone with engaged range, which in this case is both Holroyd and Morgan Hirsch. The strength of the acid splash is based on the xenomorph plus the amount of damage that they took from the attack in base dice with +1. It took 3 damage, so it's going to roll 7 dice for acid splash.
God.
Oh,
I genuinely forgot that was part of the movie.
Boy.
Oh god.
And luckily for all of you, that is 0 on 7 die.
Oh my god.
Because the acid works just like fire. It increases by intensity every round until you either die or are saved by a medical aid roll.
Die, please.
Well,
First, combat complete. We're going to call that the end of the first episode. What do y'all think of the Alien TTRPG so far?
Fucking sick.
even when
Loving
it's not your turn, you feel scared.
Yeah, this is tense.
That's
and
what I think.
I love it.
I can't wait to look at a second hallway.
Mood tense.
I
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you so much, listeners, and we'll see you in the next one. Hope's Last Day is an actual play podcast of the Alien TTRPG starter adventure, Hope's Last Day, and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Hope's Last Day uses Free League Publishing's Alien, the role-playing game's rule sets, developed by Free League Publishing, used with permission. Hope's Last Day is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Free League or 20th Century Fox. For more information about Free League and Free League products, please visit freeleaguepublishing.com. Music and sound effects are licensed by Epidemic Sound through Full Round Action Gaming. Hope's Last Day is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop and the Forge VTT hosting service. If you wish to support this project, past projects, or projects to come, please visit us at unchartednorth.ca or patreon.com/unchartednorth. Links to all credits can be found in the description, and thank you for listening.